Yeah, we back. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the ongoing dispute between the military government in Mali versus Barrick Gold, one of the largest gold mining companies on the planet. So now the CEO of Barrick Gold, Mark Bristow, he has came out and made a statement. And he has said this, take a look up on the screen. The situation in Mali has been the biggest challenge of his career. Now, let's get into it. Mark Bristow describes the impasse with Mali's government over its alleged unpaid taxes as the most stressful situation that he has had to manage. Bristow's African mining career spans more than 31 years, starting with Rand Gold in exploration in 1994 and culminating in the 2019 merger of Rand Gold Resources with Barrick Mining Corporation, the Canadian firm that he intends to run until 2028 when he plans to retire. Now, time out. Unfortunately for Mark Bristow, he might have to retire a little bit earlier than that, because the company, take a look up on the screen, Barrick Mining formalizes efforts to find a successor to CEO Mark Bristow, right? The industry veteran commits to remain until 2028, but says there is board involvement in a process to replace him, right? So listen, he might have to retire a couple years early. You know, we might have to get that man up out of here. Now let's continue. At the time of writing, Mali's military government put the 700,000 ounce a year Loulo-Gounkoto mine into administration, effectively taking over the management. This is a cause of major discomfort for Barrick. Now, yes, take a look up on the screen. As you can see, Barrick Mining's gold complex placed under state control in Mali. So the government has taken over the operations, right? They've taken over the administration. And obviously the CEO, Mark Bristow, you know, he's sitting at home depressed and upset due to the ongoing developments. Now, let's continue. There is no way that we can allow strangers to get access to our SAP platforms, and we have since terminated access. Now, I believe the SAP is the systems, applications, and products, you know, basically their internal data, information, things like that. Now, listen, we don't care about your SAP, brother. We just care about the gold and things like that. We don't care about your SAP. We just want the gold, brother. Now, let's continue. That's just one hazard of the government's on-site control of the operation. Another is the mine is potentially endangered operationally. Ironically, the most qualified to operate the mine are the 4 Malian executives employed by Barrick, imprisoned by their own government on trumped-up charges, says Bristow. They are top-flight engineers and geologists and accountants. While we support them and we talk to them, it's the most stressful thing I've ever managed, a situation like this. Now, time out. What he's talking about is, take a look up on the screen. About a year ago, 4 executives from Canadian company Barrick Gold were arrested. Now, I want to go back to the article. In the article, Mark Bristow said that the only people who are qualified to operate the mine are the 4 African executives that were arrested, right? So in the entire country of Mali, how many millions of people live in Mali, right? Mark Bristow said that in the entire country, a population of 24 million people, he says the only people capable of running a gold mine are the 4 individuals that were detained by the government. Never mind the fact that black men, African men have been mining gold for thousands of years, right? That's the reason why we had travelers and explorers coming from the Middle East and Europe, because they heard about the immense gold supply that we possessed. Never mind the fact that at one point in history, black men, African men had a monopoly over the gold trade. But according to Mark Bristow, there's only 4 individuals in the entire country capable of running a gold mine in 2025. But anyways, I want to go back to the 4 employees that he's talking about that were arrested. Take a look up on the screen. 4 employees of Barrick Gold, a Canadian mining company, were arrested in Mali last November. The employees are facing charges including money laundering and violation of financial regulations. The arrests are part of an ongoing dispute between Barrick and the Malian government. Yes, now these were our fellow African brothers that we arrested. We don't give a goddamn if you're a black man. If you're engaged in corruption, if you're collaborating with the adversary, put your hands behind your back, brother. You are under arrest. And no, we are not letting you out. Take a look up on the screen. A Mali court rejects an appeal to release the 4 Barrick employees. No, brother, we are not letting you out. If you remember what I said, we are in the new age of Pan-Africanism. Every black man is not allowed. There are certain black men, we are not locking arms with them. We not standing in solidarity with them. Those are not our brothers. We gonna make them turn around and face the wall just like the adversary. So yes, I salute President Assimi Goïta for locking down those traitors. Yes, indeed. Keep them locked down. Keep them detained. It's been a year. Them boys ain't coming out. Let's continue. Now, I want to go back to what the CEO, Mark Bristow, said, that there's only 4 Africans in the whole country capable of running a gold mine. That's so ironic because the individual on the side of the government who's been leading the charge against these multinational corporations in the mining sector is, take a look up on the screen. Take a look at this headline. Barrick's worst nightmare. Who is Mamou Toué, the brains behind Mali's mining shakeup? A former employee of Rand Gold and a co-founder of the consultancy Aventis Mining, Mamou Toué plays a key role in renegotiating Mali's mining contracts. This go-between is at the center of a standoff pitting his country against multinationals, Barrick Gold being chief among them. Now, time out. Mamou Toué, right? Like they said, this brother right here has been leading the charge against the multinationals. He's the one, hey, lock this guy down. Hey, man, take over the gold mine. Hey, man, we want 500 million. He's the one negotiating directly with the multinationals. And like they said in the article, he is a former employee of Rand Gold. What is Rand Gold? That is the former company that Mark Bristow used to work for back in the day. So this brother right here used to work under Mark Bristow. He used to be an employee of Mark Bristow. Now he is going head to head against Mark Bristow. So how can you say that there's nobody in the country capable of running the operation when the individual going head to head against you is somebody that used to work directly under you on a day-to-day basis? So he knows the ins and outs of the operation. He knows the ins and outs of the industry. He knows the ins and outs of the contract negotiations and the numbers and the percentages. So what are you really talking about, Mark Bristow? We got one of your own going against you. One of our brothers who went to school, got an education, worked directly under you and soaked up the knowledge. And now he turned the barrel of the gun directly back against you. Take a look up on the screen. That's the good brother right there, Mamou Toué, directly behind President Assimi Goïta to the right. Like, I don't understand. Does Mark Bristow think that we don't have scientists in the diaspora? We don't have ecologists and accountants in the diaspora? And that's really the function of the diaspora. You see, we have a brother right here, Mamou Toué, like I said. He went to school, got an education, got his credentials, got the experience in the industry. Now he took that knowledge and now he's using it to defend his national interests, right? God damn, it's like you train a soldier and the soldier comes around and turns the barrel of the gun directly against you. That's exactly what happened to France in the Haitian Revolution. You had all these guys who were trained in the French military systems. You had Christophe, who was a child soldier. You have Toussaint Louverture, who was appointed as commander-in-chief of the army on the Cavity. And then those men took their training and experience and turned the barrel of the gun directly against the French government. So no, Mark Bristow, we have geologists, we have accountants, we have scientists. You know, it's not just a bunch of military soldiers. No, we have intelligent black men who went to school and got their credentials. Yes, yes, indeed. That right there is nothing but psychological warfare and propaganda. Basically saying the only people capable of running the mine are myself and the people that I employ. Everybody else can't do it. Please, brother, get out of here. Now, anyway, let's continue. Right now, Bristow sees no option but to press ahead with international arbitration in order to solve the dispute with Mali, a process that he believes will be speedier than many imagine if that's the route that events take. It's the only lever that we have, Bristow says, adding that Barrick remains open to a negotiated agreement. Man, what is this guy talking about? Does he not understand that he has an arrest warrant out for his arrest? Like, what are you talking about? Take a look up on the screen, man. As you can see, Mali issues an arrest warrant for the Barrick Gold CEO, and that was back in last December, right? So this brother has been dodging arrest for almost a year now. He talking about, I'm open to a negotiation. Brother, you should be open to getting arrested. What are you talking about? Come to the country so we can arrest you. What is this guy talking about? I'm open to a negotiation. Brother, the arrest warrant is already out. There is no negotiation. Once you touch down at the airport, we are arresting you. Now, keep in mind, he still owes $500 million in taxes. Take a look up on the screen. Last October, Mali says Barrick Gold owes $500 million in taxes. There is no negotiation once you owe $500 million in taxes to a government. That is a good chunk of the GDP right there. There is no negotiation, brother. The only negotiation is to pay the debt, pay the taxes. And listen, we still might arrest you regardless because the charges that have been levied against you goes way farther than just the taxes. So even if you pay the taxes, we still have to arrest you for the other charges as well. So you getting arrested if you touch down in the country. And keep in mind, we already helped him pay off some of the debt, right? When the government came down and seized $250 million in gold, right? Take a look up on the screen. This was back in January. Barrick halts operations in Mali after $245 million in gold has been seized. Now, due to the fact that he didn't want to pay his taxes, the government had to go down to the gold mine and they had to seize some of the gold, right? We have to take some of this gold because you have an outstanding debt. You have an outstanding balance that has not been paid off yet. And due to the fact that you've been ducking and dodging, we have to take the initiative now on ourselves to, we're going to take some of this gold. We're going to take this $200 million worth of gold and then we're going to put it in the bank, the state-owned bank. We're going to put it in the treasury for safekeeping. Now, last month, I did a video on this as well. Take a look up on the screen. Barrick has been hit again as Mali helicopters take off with $117 million in gold. Now, unfortunately for Mark Bristow, isn't it ironic what he says? He says, this is the most difficult situation I've had to manage in my entire career, a 30-year career, right? And he's not describing a war or a natural disaster or a humanitarian crisis. He's simply talking about black men, African men, wanting to take control over their own natural resources, getting a fair share of their wealth from their own natural resources that the creator decided to give to them. He says this situation is the most difficult situation I've had to manage in my entire 30-year career, right? We're not trying to kill nobody. We're not trying to kidnap nobody, hurt nobody. We just want to be the main ones benefiting off our natural resources, as it should be. Why is that a difficult situation for you? I mean, goddamn. I mean, isn't it crazy? The black man wants to prosper off his own natural resources, and we have outsiders from faraway lands saying that this is a difficult situation for me. And meanwhile, the only thing we said was we believe that the gold should be benefiting us and our women and our children first and foremost, and everything else comes secondary. And to him, this is a career-ending situation. I mean, goddamn. I mean, didn't I tell you, man? Didn't I tell you our prosperity is their destruction? I mean, it is what it is, man. That's just the reality of the matter, right? As we benefit more from our natural resources, the profits of these foreign companies is going to shrink. It's going to decrease, right? The kickbacks and bonuses they could pay their employees on their salaries and the extra vacations they could take and, you know, the boost to their economies and GDPs, all of that is going to decrease as we benefit more on our side. As we keep more of the profits, they get less of the profits. And unfortunately, that's the reality of the situation. Our sovereignty is not compatible with their economic interests. So there's always going to be conflict in this regard. Now, last time I checked, I thought Canada had an abundance of natural resources. So I don't know why this guy can't simply go back to his country and mine the gold and whatever they got over there. But for whatever reason, he's very passionate about being in Africa and being in these foreign countries and things like that. You know, why can't he stay in his own country and mine his own resources? I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, man, it's your boy Neferkari. That's Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. 21 Cannons, first single of the next project. Subscribe to the Patreon, NTD1814. Pin comment at the top. Link in the description. And I'm gone. Peace.
Walk in the room and I stop all that talking. Stay on alert and I'm moving with caution. Feeling like baby, I'm up in New Orleans. Feeling like stunner, feeling like Wheezy. Look at my neck and my wrist is Fiji. Trying to get cash, I don't want to be famous. Look at my neck and my wrist contagious. Ain't no stopping when I get started. Ain't no stopping, gotta go harder. Drop that top, whip go brainless. Chasing that check, I ain't trying to be famous. Whipping that Benz, feeling like spaceships. Everything official, ain't no fake shit. Doors unlocked, community gated. Look at this ice, bet they gon' hate it. Look at my life, enemy fake with shit. It's on sight, gun in your faces. Look at that love, turn to hatred. Kill my ops like a Haitian. Ain't no love, ain't no honor, ain't no trust, ain't no conscience. I ain't perfect, but I'm honest. Enemy lurking, enemy watching, enemy stalking, taking photos 24/7. Straight surveillance, hit a new spot, change locations. Shorty got wet off my cadence. Just see ice, but I got papers. Ladies love me, and I got flavors. Ain't no love in these streets. Nigga, yo jaloux, yo méchant. Got them chains off my feet, by the sword and by the gun. They throw flowers at my feet, and they say that I'm the one, and they say that I'm the target. When they see me, they pay homage. Shorty talking about divesting, she with Malibu most wanted. When I go and get that check, I put it up and make it stack. Breaking that bank, whipping that Benzo. When I pull off, it go fast. Need a Fortune 5 accountant just to count up all this cash. Got these samples trying to sue me just to make me walk it back. Walk in the room and I stop all that talking. Stay on alert and I'm moving with caution. Feeling like baby, I'm up in New Orleans. Feeling like stunner, feeling like Wheezy. Look at my neck and my wrist is Fiji. Trying to get cash, I don't want to be famous. Look at my neck and my wrist contagious. Ain't no stopping when I get started. Ain't no stopping, gotta go harder. Drop that top, whip go brainless. Chasing that check, I ain't trying to be famous. Whipping that Benz, feeling like spaceships. Everything official, ain't no fake shit. Doors unlocked, community gated. Look at this ice, bet they gon' hate it. Look at my life, enemy fake with shit. It's on sight, gun in your faces. Look at that love, turn to hatred. Kill my ops like a Haitian. Ain't no love, ain't no honor, ain't no trust, ain't no conscience. I ain't perfect, but I'm honest. Enemy lurking, enemy watching, enemy stalking, taking photos 24/7. Straight surveillance, hit a new spot, change location. Shorty got wet off my cadence. Just see ice, but I got papers. Ladies love me, and I got flavors. Ain't no love in these streets. Nigga, yo jaloux, yo méchant.